Okay, so about 7 months ago, I had to move. I had a very short period of time to find a new place. I had an eviction on my record, and 13 different management companies turned me down. I was down to the wire. We had 3 days to move, and I finally convinced this landlord to let me move into an apartment that her previous tenant had not taken care of and hadn't completely moved out of yet, but there were really no more options for me. So I come and I even agreed to a triple deposit. I come bring this lady almost $2,500 in cash. I walk into the apartment and we're talking, and I'm thanking her for giving us a chance. I'm introducing her to the kids. We're doing a walkthrough. Because previously I had only seen the apartment online. And I took it. I did not have time to go see it. I did not have time to do anything but convince this woman to give us a chance. So we go into the kitchen, and as I'm going to hand her the deposit, I look up at the ceiling and I see about 15 roaches coming down the wall. But that's not it. They're coming from the wall. They're coming from the ceiling. They're coming from the floor. I look at her. She looks at me. I look at the wall. She look at the wall. Then she look back at me. I look back at her. And she was like, why don't you keep 400 of that and just go ahead and give me 2,100? I have never in my life seen so many roaches. They didn't have just one type. They had like 4 or 5 different types of roaches, different sizes. It was several communities of roaches. When I tell you I had a manic episode, I quit my job, I cut off all my hair. I could not leave my kids there and go to work the next day when we had a war. I fought a roach war. When I tell you, I've done so much research about how to get rid of roaches. I got this whole building involved in getting rid of them roaches. I was texting my landlord at 3 o'clock in the morning, sending her video of roaches doing commando shit above my head. Like, roaches have to be a psyop. Like, they work for the government. I'm sorry. So, I know everything there is about getting rid of roaches. Having a person that sprays poison come every month is fine, but it's not going to get rid of an infestation. How you kill roaches is to poison them, let them go back to the nest, let them die, let their friends eat them, and then all their friends die. Because that's what they do, because they're nasty. And that's why you are never going to get rid of roaches unless you buy this. You have to get liquid baits. You need liquid baits. So the roach will come and be attracted. Roaches are attracted to food, but they're mostly attracted to water. They're usually very, very dehydrated. So that's why you see them under sinks and stuff like that. They're attracted to heat. They're attracted to water. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just clean everything. Deep clean everything. I deep clean my house 3 times a day. Like, get a cleaning regimen. Second thing you need to do is avoid buying bug spray. Roach spray does not work. Roach spray is only for spot killing. You know what I'm saying? It does not kill the nest. The reason people keep roaches, one, besides the fact that they probably live in a dirty area, or they're dirty themselves, or they don't know how to kill roaches. They only kill each roach that they see. But what you don't see is the 1,000 roaches for every 1 roach that you see. There's a whole army of roaches behind your wall. So this is how the hot shot works. The roaches will be attracted to the liquid bait. They go and they eat it. Then they go back to their nest. Within 24 hours, they will die. All of their family and friends consume their body because they're disgusting, and that's what they do. So then that poisons everybody else. The cycle continues until everybody's dead. And so now what you need to do is get you a good old vacuum so that you can vacuum up them bodies. You're going to see bodies. And the hardest part about using these traps is that for the first 2 to 3 days, you got to stop killing the roaches. When you see them go towards the traps, you got to let them eat the poison because they need to go back to the nest and murder everybody else. You have to, the bombs don't work either. The bombs are only going to work as far as the exhaust goes. The next day, the roaches are going to come back. You can bomb all you want. You can use them sticky pads all you want. That doesn't solve the problem. That only solves the battle. It doesn't win the war. That's nice to have, but it's not solving the problem. You need to get to the root of the problem. You have to kill everybody in the nest. And to do that, you need them liquid baits. Now, the next thing I suggest you do is let your landlord know, because even though we've gotten rid of the roaches, meaning we've gone from seeing roaches all day long, 24 hours a day, that lasted for several weeks. Like, it was bad. It was so bad that we didn't even sleep the first couple days. And when I don't mean we slept a lot. I mean, we did not sleep. We would be... 3 of us will be asleep, 1 of us will be up watching the other one and spraying stuff. We were on this one bed in one room, and we, like a sentry, it was usually me up over the kids with a spray bottle of roach spray, killing the individual roaches that would try to come around us. It was such a it was traumatizing, yo. Like, it was the most traumatizing thing in the world. And it's like, I don't judge people. Your situation is your situation, but just do better, fix the situation, whatever. I didn't care. I got everybody involved. The landlord, she hired a professional to come spray every month all of the apartments. And she's so serious about it, she gave dude a key. She said, if they don't answer the door, go in there. She's serious about it. Then she put industrial baits all in the hallways. And she started making, like, walkthroughs of everybody else's apartment that was a problem, because she had some dirty tenants. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's one... I'm really glad that I have the relationship with my landlord that I do. Like, my rent is... I pay $1,100 in rent, okay? For a 3-bedroom apartment. So it's like... And I always pay on time. I hit her with that huge deposit. So it's like, when I call, she pick up. And she deal with stuff personally. So I'm really glad that we have that type of relationship, because if I was late on my rent, I would not feel comfortable asking her for anything. Another thing is, if you do need a bug spray to, like, keep bugs off of your clothes, or to just manage them not coming back or wanting to stay out of your room, I have a video about how to make your own peppermint bug spray. It's just peppermint, 95% alcohol, and water. Shake it up and spray it. Not only does it lift your mood, bugs cannot stand it. Roaches cannot stand the smell of mint. And also, it breaks down that exoskeleton. And you can use that as a bug spray. I really do not suggest you use Hot Shot, the spray. It's so toxic. And if you have asthma, like Judah and I, it's horrendous. Like, you want to kill the roaches in your family too. Allegedly. So that's what I suggest. If you live in an apartment building and you have roaches, get everybody proactive. Like, if you don't know your neighbors, get to know them, because they need to handle what's going on in their house too. Because no matter how spotless I keep my house or how many traps I lay down, and by the way, these are good for about 3 months. But if you have an infestation, they're going to eat through this in like 2 weeks. You need to continue to put these down. It's never going to stop. If one roach survives and is pregnant, this whole process is going to start over again. Don't think that if you move into a place with roaches and you don't see any for a little while, that it's over with. That's just like when somebody who's on psych meds takes their meds, right? And then they start feeling better, so they stop taking their meds because they feel like they're better now. No! The meds are working! Keep taking the meds! Don't go off your meds! Head ass. Like, that's the situation. Just because you don't see no roaches doesn't mean they're not coming out at night, and that there's not still some in the building. And it doesn't mean that your neighbors don't still have roaches. You need to replace these depending on how high or low. Like, see how this is full. This is supposed to have a little cavern on top, but I got this on discount on Amazon. They were playing with me. But yes, it has a little top that looks like a house, and then they go in here, and this needs to be replaced. When it starts to get low, just replace it. It'll say that it's supposed to last for 90 days, but it depends on how many roaches you have. I change mine every 2 months. I'm not going to give them a chance to come and try to start this bullshit again. And these roaches are highly intelligent, and that's the thing. They adapt. And when it comes to poison, another reason using liquid baits is good is because, you know those old school ones that look like a disc that are black? Well, we've been using them for years, and roaches start to become immune to poison, so you may need to play around with different brands and stuff like that, but I highly suggest the liquid, and I highly suggest the Hot Shot brand as far as liquid. But it's the individual spray, don't get that unless you want to stop breathing. You have to be proactive and stay on these roaches' ass. And of course, you need to keep your home clean. Like, I understand people be like, I'm not the type of person that cleans all the time. That's cool, but like, you can make any type of change that you want to make. My mental health depends on my house being clean. I lost my mind when I saw them bugs. Like it was so all consuming. I couldn't focus on anything else. And I just don't know how people live with roaches. I really don't. And I say that with love, but I also say that when you don't take care of yourself properly, that's a mental health issue. Literally, it's like a mental health issue. I could always gauge how my kids were doing based on whether or not their room was clean and how they were eating. And no matter how I feel, whether I feel like getting up and cleaning, it doesn't matter. What I don't feel like is raising kids that have nasty houses, that raise their kids that have nasty houses, that raise their kids that have nasty houses. If you want to get rid of roaches, these are all of my suggestions. Make sure that everybody else around you gets proactive. Let your landlord know what's going on. Use these liquid roach baits. Please do not use the aerosol cans or the foggers. It's a 24-hour solution. They're coming right back. There are so many of them behind the walls. Don't think because you don't see them they're not there. You know, invest in some good Tupperware, glassware. Get you some good containers. Let me show you the containers that I keep my rice and stuff in. Still don't feel comfortable using these cabinets. My son does. But look, these are our dry goods. I have like beans, sugar. This is not supposed to see, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. I have my hot cocoa. We got cornmeal in there. Yeah. So that's wrapped up. And so this is the rest of my dry goods. I have my silverware over here. I'm not putting my stuff in them cabinets. I don't care. I put everything that would normally be in a cabinet, I put over here. And see how my wheat and stuff. This is all Judah's wheat and all my noodles and stuff. But this is my rice. I got this on Amazon. It holds 100 pounds. I have 50 pounds of rice in there. I get that for $1 a pound at the bodega. Support local businesses. And then here's the rest of Judah's flour. So ain't nobody playing with these daggone roaches. But as far as the peppermint spray, I spray my peppermint spray all along here. All along my kitchen. Okay? And these are good places to put pay attention to where you see the roaches. If you see the roaches running around in the same places every day, traps there. I love that peppermint spray. I'll spray that after I've deep cleaned my kitchen at night. And them roaches are not going to want to come in there. They'll go to somebody else's apartment. I love you. My email is FuryWorldX if you have any questions, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace. Good luck.